Guys, welcome back to the show, and this is going to be very different. So what is so different? Well, one, we took a Gigabyte RX 580 Gamer Overclocked Edition video card on air, and then we did a custom water loop to try it out water cooled. Now, what was I trying to prove? Kinda hoping that in this whole idea we would get more performance, definitely a lot cooler, and what would happen if we were overclocking it. The unfortunate part of this whole thing was the video card I used to do the water cooling was a video card that was actually hurt. It was already damaged, it was already giving me some grief, and I figured water cooling it would save it. As we can see here on the Be Quiet water bench, so on the Be Quiet test bench right now, it's been running, I'd say we've been doing this for about 3 weeks. And I mean, we're at a toastiness right now where we're actually sitting at 24 degrees idle. Now, I will bring up and show some results based on this, but first I want to talk about what I did. The video card literally was customized. So I took the shroud off, cut the cooling heat sinks, remounted the VRM heat sinks with new thermo pads, put a custom water loop or water block on, and hosed it out the back. Now that was for water cooling. For water air, I have the shroud coming down a little, and I'll show you that in a minute, and the fans, which you're probably hearing in the background right now because they are loud, are blowing on all the components to keep the VRM cool. Now, I did get some successful benchmarks, and I didn't get to record them because I thought I could do better. Doing so, I may have done the card in for any type of use that way. But I do have the card now running, decent and cool, and it should have a decent life doing that for the use that it's going to get, whether it be gaming or so on. The card now performs as good or better than the fan-cooled version of it. So we're going to go and see some bar graphs. That's right, I did some bar graphs for you guys, which actually took me a while too. But anyway, these bar graphs in the first part will be temps based on 3D Mark, Passmark, and VR Mark. And then OCCT, where I actually ran it hard for 15 minutes. Now, after that, the slides will show performance differences. Did we get a gain? Now, keep in mind, a hurt card against this card is actually not hurt, so this card performs darn good on air. So, what was I going to expect? Well, here we go. Okay, so you can see that overall, of course, the card was much cooler on water, which means if the card was healthy, I would be able to overclock and do better performance. And I did. I wish I had recorded it, but it was something like 200 better on a score maybe, and about, I'm going to say 5% better and about 2% better frames per second. So that was the outcome when the card was healthy enough to do that. Now I find the card, no matter what I do with my overclocking, I tend to crash the overclock. And don't get me wrong, I'm no big bad overclocker, but I was at one point running the card at 1500 megahertz. This is an 1150 card, and it was not crashing. So unfortunately, the wrong card was chosen for water cooling, but I need that card to survive longer, and now we will. So in the end, what did I get from this? Well, I saved a card. It's running cold. There's no reason for this card to not perform or produce. Will it produce better gaming? Yes, because now it's cooler. Therefore, I will get some better frames per second, and that's yet to see once I get this system built. Now, I do have something else coming for it. That's a little surprise to go in this system. It's more for show. Hopefully it's got some go, because I need it to work with this water-cooled card, as I want to replace the shroud, as I cannot want to hear that in the background. And I've been having a lot of issues with the shroud and fans running, because it's based on thermos of your video card GPU for the fans to kick in. Well, the GPU isn't getting cold, or sorry, the GPU isn't getting warm. So how's it going to kick the fans in proper? So I had to turn them on. Now I can turn them down, of course, but my new plan is going to look a lot sharper, and we'll have something really cool for you guys in the near future. But anyway, guys, I spent 3 weeks doing this, and what did we get? A 10 to 8 minute video tops? Oh well, it was a project that I wanted to do. It was fun. How I wanted to do it, it didn't actually come out the way I was really hoping. I really wanted the shroud to go right back on, so it looked like an undercover card, so that the fans were working, water pipes were going out the back. But unfortunately, when I was cutting the heatsink, a disaster happened, because you get impatient, and you know, $20 or $30 later, and cutting bits, and ended up screwing it up anyway. Again, I'm no professional when it comes to slicing and dicing and whatever, but it turned out it worked. I have it cold, and that's all that matters. Again, now, since we've been running, just to give you another update on the temperatures, we're still at 24 degrees, so I think it's running pretty darn cold. 41 degree max, even with being pushed hard, is just damn impressive for any video card. And if you run your stuff cold, it's going to last longer, and you're going to get a lot more performance out of your card just because it's running colder. That is a given. So guys, till next time, sorry to such a delay in the video, but between my year end, doing paperwork, trying to get this to work, I was actually trying to get some overclock numbers. Unfortunately, that failed. So maybe next time we'll get some overclocking on my next build, because there's definitely something else coming up in the works. And guys, till next time, thank you.